Hi again everyone, I'm going to do another review. This is a film called Deathdream and the DVD is put out by Blue Underground. This film goes by different titles as well. It's also known as The Night Andy Came Home and also Dead of Night. There's another few other films called Dead of Night, so don't get it confused, but this is an excellent film and this is an excellent DVD edition of it. I'm so glad that I picked this one up. Basically it's about a small family who are awaiting the return of their son coming back from a war. It doesn't actually tell you in the film which war it is, but I think you're led to believe it's the Vietnam War. During the night, they get one of the commanding officers knocking on their door, telling them that unfortunately their son's been killed in battle. But as the night goes on, they get a strange knock at the door in the early hours of the morning, and it's their son Andy, and he's returned. But he's not fully the same. And I don't want to give away the plot at all, but basically he goes to a doctor. The doctor finds out there's things wrong with him, such as he's not breathing, he doesn't have a pulse. So I might have, kind of given away a little bit there, but honestly, it's really worth checking out. It's directed by Bob Clark, who directed Porky's, Children Shouldn't Play with Dead Things, and Black Christmas. And if you've seen Black Christmas is one of my favourite slasher films of all time, probably one of my favourite horror films of all time as well. It's really creepy. It's similar in atmosphere with this film as well, because there's quite a melancholy feel to it as well. It's quite sad at parts, but it's also really demented and strange and surreal, so it's excellent. I'll just talk about some of the features you get on this Blue Underground release. So you can see there's some stills from the film up there. And basically you get a whole bunch of special features here. I don't know if you can make this out, but there's two audio commentaries. The first one with Bob Clark, the second one with the makeup effects artist Alan Ormsby and screenwriter. He wrote it. He also wrote Deranged as well. So if you've seen Deranged, you'll know what to expect. It's the same kind of melancholy feel again to this film. I say Alan Ormsby is a special effects makeup artist. The person that also helped out with him is the great Tom Savini, and this was his first credited film, feature-length film that he did makeup effects for. So Blue Underground have also put on a short featurette. It's about 10 minutes long, and it's called Tom Savini: The Early Years, and that's where Tom Savini talks about how he got into the film industry and how he got into working on Deathdream, and also it shows clips from Deranged, and it's really good because it shows you an outtake from Deranged where the main character is eating brains out of a human skull, and that scene isn't in any DVD edition as far as I'm aware, but it was released once on home video in the UK in the kind of late 80s, I think. So this is the only time you can actually see that scene on DVD format, so that's really exciting just to get that alone. There's also a feature called Deathdreaming, which is an interview with Richard Backus, who plays Andy. He talks about how he got involved with the film industry and his career, how Bob Clark wanted him to act as Andy. So that's really interesting. He does something really funny as the credits are rolling as well, so check that out. There's alternative opening titles, it's just a little bit more extended than what the original one is. The original opening titles is the only part of the film that I have any doubts about, basically, because they used somebody else to play Andy. It's a flashback sequence from the war or Vietnam, and it shows how he died, and they used a different actor to play him, so it's quite confusing, but it's still quite creepy. The soundtrack is amazing to this film as well. It's worth saying that as well. And there's extended opening sequences as well. Opening sequence and ending sequences. And there's a theatrical trailer, poster and stills gallery. It says poster and stills gallery, and it always says that in the back of Blue Underground DVDs, but when you put them in, you always find out that there's a lot more than that as well. There's also video artwork, as well as promotional material. It shows you what they wanted the theatres to do. They wanted to put up a cardboard cutout of Deathdream. It wasn't released as that, though. It was Dead of Night when it was released, and they want the theatre to put a red blinking light above it. So that's quite interesting to see all that kind of promotional material in there. So all round is an excellent transfer. The sound's good for what it is, and the scenes in light look really good, and the colours are really nice as well. But the dark scenes are a little bit grainy. It's hard to make out at times, but I think that's more to do with the original photography rather than this DVD transfer. So it's the best it'll ever look, and unless they bring it in Blu-ray, obviously, which they might already have. I've not checked that out. But either way, it's well worth getting, and it's a really enjoyable horror film. So I hope you enjoy it. Take care.